So I think another lucky item that I got, you guys probably haven't noticed, but like the flute of accuracy is like probably one of the best items in my opinion versus orc. I see a lot of Nios not selling them now, and usually when I get any other item besides like the vamp orc item in the beginning, and later on I would sell it on, I would sell it just for gold. But I mean, like versus orc, like the flute of accuracy item is so freaking awesome, just because it like doubles the damage on your swords. It doesn't double the damage, but I mean, you know, magic damage versus grunts is amazing, and a little bit of damage helps. So his Shadowhunter does get away from that fight. I didn't want to chase because I think he did have mana left, and he probably just would have hexed me, and I probably would have got surrounded by Mountain King. So once that Shadowhunter comes back, I think I do intend just to back off. But since he doesn't have any raiders out right now, and I have dust, I can pretty much just like toy around with him until he gets his raider out. So he's healing up his Shadowhunter. You always want to look when you're harassing an orc. If you're attacking an orc before you TP in, before he pushes you, you always want to look at what items the Shadowhunter has, and you always want to look at how much mana the Shadowhunter has, including the Blademaster. It's not really that big of a deal if you don't see the items in the Blademaster that much, like, because most of the time you don't really focus the Blademaster. You pretty much want to focus units before the Blademaster, unless you know his Blademaster is so exposed into the fight where, and also if he has under 75 mana, obviously focus the Blademaster. But you know, what I've been noticing, I keep losing to, like, I'll chase the Blademaster so much, and he'll just have so much more units than me, and then he'll just get like a mana push on a Shadowhunter, and it's just not good. So I think a mistake he did, since he didn't like creep like his gold mine. Like I don't really know why he put his Voodoo Lounge like outside of his base like that. So I killed it, and then he had to build it again, in which I canceled it a few seconds ago, and now we're just having a fight in his base right now. So the orc's job is pretty much just to kill the sorceresses. I don't really know why he's tanking my water elementals with his grunts. But yeah, like I was talking about, focusing the Blademaster. Since the Blademaster pretty much always has mana, like in fights, if you focus him all the time, he's just gonna windwalk and healing wave. While if you focus units, he's gonna healing wave his units. But I mean, like, it's still not as effective because you have, obviously, units are weaker than Blademaster. Blademaster has hero type armor, and slow doesn't last as long on Blademaster as it does versus units. And also Blademaster with boots with level 2 windwalk, it's the fastest hero in the game, and even if you do get a bolt off and you can't kill it right away when he gets bolted, then he's just gonna run away, and you're gonna be ending up like sacrificing your whole army just to get one Blademaster kill while he has his whole army. So yeah, remember my hero died right there. I was anticipating him to hex a little bit later, which, you know, I had to give this player credit for that. He timed the hex perfectly. Like right when I was spamming 7 on my keyboard to TP, it was literally like right when he hexed me, I started spamming 7. And you know, I'm not gonna blame BNet for that. It was just I was anticipating it a lot later because I just wasn't paying attention to his Shadowhunter. So that was a good play by him, and I actually don't see the Blademaster here on my screen, but I hear the windwalk noise, so I'm like, shit, I gotta run out of this well. You never want to fight a Blademaster at the well, especially when I don't have my first hero, and I think one of my sorceresses I could have slowed or bolted this Blademaster. Wasn't paying attention, he gets a nasty ass crit on it. So yeah, in this strategy, what ends up happening usually, especially when it's cross spawn, if you don't win with the tower rush or the initial tier 2 push, when you get your second hero out, usually what I love doing, which in my opinion it's really hard for orcs to stop, is like you expand while you're teching tier 3, or you expand and then you tech tier 3, and then you just get 2 griffonaries and you get 2 griffins. And you don't necessarily want to build like 1 griffin at a time, because if you do that, then he'll just have a lot more bats to counter you when you have, you know, like 3 griffins. If you have 2 griffins at once, then he's kind of like screwed. He won't have enough bats to kill both griffins. You kind of want to surprise him. Obviously, he can scout your base, but I mean, if he doesn't scout your base, it's just a lot better. It's kind of like a surprise attack, I guess. You can think of it in a StarCraft way. Like, you guys remember in StarCraft, like, everyone would do proxy builds and, you know, like, have an expansion in an island somewhere, and then all of a sudden he just has, like, 15 battle cruisers in your base, and you're like, what the hell, I can't counter this because I didn't know he had them. It's kind of like that. I wasn't really proxying my Griffin aviaries in this game, but I mean, the point of this strat is if the game drags out too long, and you still have, like, ground units and stuff, like, Blademaster and Shadowhunter would just rock you later on, especially if he plays it out well, in my opinion. So, yeah, later in this game I plan to expo and get like 2 Griffins. Even if he kills the 2 Griffins, which I think he does this game, you just keep building 2 more. And even if he cancels your expansion, which I think he does in this game, you can just rebuild it back, because hopefully you will have your Griffins out when he attacks your expansion, or even if he's got your expansion. And that's the whole point of the strat. Just that all the timing works out really well. With if you stay under 50 food, you creep your expansion, you expand, and then you tech, and then you get 2 Griffinaries. All the timing works pretty well if you keep your macro up. So I did get an Ogre Mauler and a Troll Berserker. Why? Because since I'm under 50 food and I only have 1 breaker, I really need more units to do DPS. You guys look like Spellbreakers, they do shit damage. Like, they're pretty much just like a buffed footman that's like magic immune. And yeah, I know they can steal Spirit Link, but they're not used for damage at all unless you have like 15 of them. But I mean, like, 15 of every unit is good for DPS if you think about it, except like peasants or something. So yeah, this fight here, you pretty much just want to focus raiders. Human vs Orc fights late game kind of remind me of like Orc Mirror fights late game. Like, you pretty much just like always focus raiders, and then you pretty much go to heroes. And this is for late game. I'm not saying every game you go versus raiders. You go for the raiders. So yeah, his Blademaster is still freaking stacked, plus 23 attack with his Kodo Aura thing. He's doing a good job killing my casters, but I think he's not timing his Windwalks pretty well. Like, I'm getting too many hits off on his Blademaster when his Blademaster isn't Windwalked, and his Blademaster still has pretty decent mana. So, yeah, really bad by him right here. I think he tries to, I don't know if he has delay or something. He tries to kill my Archmage, and he just gets bolted, and he has to TP out. And he gets kind of angry from that. So yeah, another thing from this item, the True Shot Aura, if you get a Troll Berserker, obviously it does more damage. It does more damage for your water elementals, and it does more damage for your casters, and for the strat, it does more damage for Griffins. So I just suggest, you know, like, when you guys get like aura items, think later in the long run before you just go off and sell them. Normally, like, you know, if you're versing aura, can you get like the armor item, and you're going for a Griffin strategy, like, you know, who doesn't want more armor for Griffins versus bats? Like, because obviously pretty much every time you go Griffins versus bats, or any race goes air versus an orc, they always get 3 armor upgrades. I don't care if you're Night Elf or Undead. Undead especially, they get armor upgrades for the destroyers. Which it's the same thing for human, you get armor upgrades for your Griffins. So, you know, I'm not saying like it's bad to sell, but, you know, kind of think in the long run before you just sell your aura items. Just since I'm under 50 food, I can start pumping like, you know, standard human stuffers or just breakers and sorceresses and priests. Pretty much for the strat, like, you want to stay under 50 food for a while, and unless like you're pushing his base and you have like 1.2k gold, then yeah, start pumping units, because in the fight you're gonna lose units, and then you're just gonna be like way under 50 food. You pretty much want to be at the peak of 50 food, like, at all times. Another mistake he does right here is he creeps his bottom with his Kodo that has my Ogre Mauler in it, and I saw that he was expanding. I think he did leave a Kodo in his main. Like, I don't know if he moved it. I don't know if that's the same Kodo with his Shadowhunter. But yeah, that's just a mistake that he made. He did, and his Expo isn't secretive at all, which he's trying to make it be. He's trying to make it seem